Hey guys, what's up? This is Morgan from Morgan Led Insights, and today we have the pleasure of talking about the Aquarius sun, which is probably my favorite sun sign. I love Capricorn risings. I do not really like Capricorn suns, but I love Capricorn risings. But sun sign in Aquarius is like my bestie. I'm a Libra sun and a Libra rising, and I'm also an Aquarius moon. So I really connect and relate to the Aquarian energy. So, Aquarius is the 11th sign of the 12-fold zodiac. And so it is right before Pisces, which means that we are at the end of the circle. So the circle can begin again. So Aquarius, like Capricorn and Sagittarius and Pisces, the last four signs is really about taking what we've learned from the interpersonal, taking what we've experienced in the public realms, and really transpiring it and transmuting it into something that is universal, collective. The last four signs really are, especially the last three, but Aquarius and Pisces definitely are reaching into the higher consciousness of life, of really going into the unseen worlds, really invoking that sense of creativity and really bringing all of the ideas of the past into fruition, so that Aquarius, which is the rebel of the zodiac, can really start and see and experience something new. But they are also the ones who are going to be willing to walk this path of uncertainty, in their ideas, not necessarily in the hard work, but in their ideas. So starting off, Aquarius is an air sign. It is the final air sign. And if you're not familiar with the elements, air is going to be attributed to intellectualism, to communication. Think about when we speak, right? We are speaking into the air. When we are thinking, necessarily, we're like thinking into the air. So the air signs are going to be represented by logic, intellectualism, sociability, communication, thinking, thought, innovation, anything that deals with how we think about something, how we process something on an intellectual level, how we rationalize it, and then how we communicate it and share it with other people. Air signs are not really emotional. They are kind of detached, right? Air signs have this very friendly demeanor, but then when you get close to them, you're like, ouch, like they are really mean in their personal relationships, or they're really private or really selective or very standoffish. And it doesn't mean that they're not a nice person, or that the appearance that looks so sociable and outward and extroverted is not genuine. It just means that these are people who are sociable in an extroverted way, but introvertedly they are very exclusive and very opinionated, and are very specific about the type of individuals they allow around them, especially Aquarius. So because Aquarius is an air sign, Aquarius is going to be dealing with innovation and thought, but Aquarius is known to be like the future, right? It's the visionary of the zodiac. It's the humanitarian, and it's the humanitarian in a different sense. It's not like Libra, who really wants to get down and dirty and like everybody's friend. Aquarius is going to be the sun sign that thinks about it, comes up with the idea, sees it to the very end, and they're like, okay, here, you do it, right? Air signs don't want to get their hands dirty. They want to think about something. They want to deal with thought. So Aquarius sun signs are going to do anything that deals with scientific study or humanitarianism or philosophy, psychology, performance art, anything that allows Aquarius to really think outside the box and then express it in a way that feels comfortable to them, but doesn't require like a lot of tenacity. Even though Aquarius is a fixed quality air sign, which means that it is fixated. It's not like a cardinal where it's constantly moving forward. It's not like a mutable sign where it's going back and forth. It goes with the flow. Aquarius is fixated. And the way that Aquarius's fixation shows up in its personality, especially as a sun sign, is through their stubbornness, right? Once Aquarius feels like it is right, you are not going to prove Aquarius wrong. Aquarius is going to pull out every piece of evidence, every shred of news, anything that supports its opinion. Doesn't matter if it's wrong or right. Aquarius is going to stand by it. Aquarius are very, very, very loyal friends. They are very, very loyal lovers. They do not attach themselves to people easily. even though they are symbolized by the water barrier, people think that it's like emotions, but it's not emotions that is being demonstrated by the water. It is truth, wisdom, a higher power. Aquarius is the truth bringer. It sees the light and it brings it in a message to the people. Now, what people do with it is up to them. Aquarius is not a pusher. It's going to stand loyally behind its beliefs. And so that's why people think that Aquariuses are a little weird or a little detached, because they're living inside their own world. They see a world that we don't see, and that's a good thing, because we need people who are not afraid to stand outside the box. And Aquarius doesn't have to be like quirky in a way where they're like wearing mushrooms on their head or whatever. Aquarius quirky wittiness, uniqueness comes out in very different ways. It just depends on the rising sign of the Aquarius sun, the moon sign, how it's Venus and Mercury, what the inner planets. There's so many different attributes that can be spoken to about a sun sign, but the Aquarius sun sign is really going to be dynamite when it comes to thinking outside of the box. And when it comes to relationships, they want to be with someone who allows them to have this independence. Because if you're always looking into the future, if you're always finding new ways to innovate yourself and how to justify what you believe in and make the world a better place, and you're constantly in your head, and that is a downside of Aquarius, is that they are constantly in their head. And so for relationships, it can be really difficult if you have a partner that doesn't really understand how you relate, especially if your partner is more emotional. Aquarius is going to have a hard time being with an emotional person because Aquarius doesn't express emotion in the same way as a lot of signs do. They don't really communicate it. They show it through their loyalty. They show it through their actions. And in return, they expect freedom. They expect trust. They're like Sagittarius. Do not try to trap an Aquarius in a box. Do not try to make an Aquarius change. They have a lot of paradoxes where Aquariuses are really friendly, but they don't like being around people. They love going out and traveling, but they love staying at home. They love food. They love this, but they don't like cooking. So it's like all of these weird things that Aquarius sun signs have, and it's going to take a very intuitive person, right? Because they're going to have to be in alignment with who you are to understand what this mood means, what this saying means. Like, it's going to take someone to decode an Aquarius, because Aquarius is like all mixed up, right? It's a very sometimes confusing sign, because Aquarius is always trying to figure itself out, and it's living in a world that it doesn't identify with. And so it makes it sometimes really complicated for Aquarius to feel comfortable, because they sometimes feel like they're fish swimming out of its water. It's not in its pond. But that is Aquarius's most powerful strength, because it allows Aquarius to be a flower in every room and really forces it sometimes to stand in itself. So Aquarius can come off very secure, but then mentally have all of these challenges where it's very insecure about who they are, because they don't necessarily fit in. And so Aquarius has to learn how to rationalize his insecurities. And it's something that all air signs go through. They have to think themselves out of situations. It's not like some people where they're just like, oh, this isn't for me. Like, no, they have to think. Once they're okay with it in their mind, they're okay with it in the physical. And so it's kind of like a reverse thing sometimes with Aquarius sun signs. So Aquarius sun signs birthday, I didn't even tell you, is January 22nd to February 18th. So this is winter for Northern Hemisphere and like summer for the Southern Hemisphere. And so again, it's like in this fixation. It's the fixed signs are always like in the middle, right? So before we move into a new season. And so this is like the sticky time of the winter for the Northern Hemisphere folks. So the people born during this period are very tenacious, and they're very as much as Aquarius is like eccentric and out of the box, they really have an ability to manifest things because they're able to see things very clearly. And they think about things for such a long period of time that when they're finally ready to act, it's like perfect. And again, they're not the ones that are going to be doing the hard work. Aquarius is not a hard worker. Aquarius is an amazing intellectual. And if you are an Aquarius sun sign, you really should understand how you can utilize your mind as a gift. Do not let it be a deterrent. Do not let it be a reason why you are not happy in a relationship. Learn how you can use your ability to intellectualize things and study and see into the future and understand technology and understand the human condition and the human phenomena. Take that and apply it to whatever industry that you're in so that it doesn't become your enemy, it becomes your friend. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I kind of want to touch on? I don't think so. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon for the Aquarius rising and Aquarius moon video. Love you guys. Peace.